Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Galaxy, and let's continue this very important playlist, so English grammar, for beginners, but it isn't only for beginners, it's for different levels, but we start, from this level. Okay, so are you ready? Let's remember the tenses which you know. Okay, so it's present simple, okay. What are the tenses can you remember? So it's past simple. Next, so what is it? What's next? It's future simple. And as you remember, we studied two more tenses. So present continuous and past continuous. Okay? And past continuous. So let's remember how to ask a question in all these tenses. Really, let's practice it. So we need more practice. So it's very important to have lots of practice. Okay, so let's look at this sentence. So he's English, and you have this word in brackets, improve. You need to open the brackets. So you need to open the brackets and ask what? And ask a question in all these tenses if possible. So open the brackets and ask a question in all these tenses if possible. Okay, so this practice is extremely important if you want to revise all these tenses. You should speak English correctly, it means without mistakes, and automatically, in other words, almost immediately, okay? So you have this sentence, and let's start with present simple. And so we'll also focus on grammar rules. Okay, so you have this, sentence in front of you. So present simple. How will you ask a question in present simple? You know that if you have a verb, you ask a question with do or does. Okay? Then you have a subject, and after that you have a verb. So how will you say it? So you look at the subject. So what pronoun is it, or what pronoun? What pronoun does it mean? So his English means it, and we use does with he, she, it. So you need to say, does his English improve? Does his English improve? Okay, because his English means it. Okay, let's try to ask a question in past simple. You know that if you want to ask a question in past simple, and if you have a verb, not the verb to be, you ask it with the help of did. So you put a subject after did, and then you have a verb. So did his English improve? Did his English improve? Okay, excellent, my friends, excellent. Well done. And let's have a look at the next tense. It's future simple. So it's very easy to form a question in future simple. So you put will in the beginning, then you have a subject plus verb. Okay, let's try to say it. Okay, are you ready? I hope so. So will his English improve? Will his English improve? Okay, well done. So let's revise it. So present simple. Do, does plus subject plus verb. Does his English improve? Past simple. Did plus subject plus verb. Did his English improve? And future simple. Will plus subject plus verb. You see, will his English improve? Okay, but we need to say it not only in these three tenses, but also in present continuous and past continuous. Okay, why not? Let's do it. Let's ask a question in present continuous. It's also very easy. So you put the form of to be in the beginning. So am, is, or are. So plus subject plus verb plus ing. So we need to choose am, is, or are. We look at the subject, his English. So what pronoun? What pronoun? Yeah. So his English means it. We say he, she, it is. So is. We need to use is. And we'll say, is his English improving? Okay, good, very good. Okay, what about past continuous? What about past continuous? How will you ask a question in this tense? So you need was or were plus subject plus verb plus ing. So I, he, she, it was. His English means it. So we'll use was and we'll say was his English improving? You know that if actually we talk about continuous tenses, we always use verb plus ing. So don't forget about ing. It's very important to remember it. So present continuous. Am, is, are plus subject plus verb plus ing. Is his English improving? And past continuous. Was, were plus subject plus verb plus ing. So was his English improving? Okay, so let's actually do a similar exercise. So you need to do the same. So you need to open the brackets and ask a question in all these tenses if possible. So, but we'll have another example, yeah? So we'll have to work with this sentence. So here and so exhausted, yeah? Okay, let's try to say it in all these tenses if possible. Okay, so let's start with present simple. Let's start with present simple, and we'll try to ask a question. So what does it mean, exhausted? Exhausted means very tight or extremely tight. So you can say he's very tight, he's so tight, he's extremely tight, or you can use a strong adjective. You can say he is exhausted, he's exhausted. So it means very tight. Okay, present simple. So first of all, you need to understand, you have a verb, so or not really. So do you have a verb or not here. Exhausted isn't a verb, it's an adjective. So if you don't have a verb, you need the form of the verb to be. And you'll say, so he, so if it's about the verb to be, so you use isn't, aren't, or am not. So you know that we mostly use short forms. Okay, good. So we'll say he isn't exhausted. He isn't exhausted. Okay, let's work with another tense, or with one more tense, past simple. So you need to know the forms of to be in this tense, and they are the following: was or were, if it's a statement, if it's a negative sentence, or if it's a negative form, wasn't or weren't. So he, she, it wasn't. So you'll say he wasn't exhausted. He wasn't exhausted. Yeah, and so let's have a look at future simple. Let's remember how to ask a question in this tense. So will plus subject plus be. Will plus subject plus be. So will. So we have this sentence. So will he be? Will he be exhausted? Will he be exhausted? Okay, well done. Will he be exhausted? You need to remember about the correct word order here. Not will be he exhausted, but only this sentence, yeah? Will he be exhausted? So you put be after a subject. It's a very important thing. Please, my friends, remember it. Okay, and what about other tenses? What about tenses present continuous and past continuous? Can we say it or not? You know that normally we don't say it in continuous. So we say it in present simple, past simple, future simple, but not in present continuous, past continuous, yeah, if we are talking about the verb to be. Okay, and you can have a look at this playlist, and I think it's a good idea to remember actually some English verbs, yeah, which we can't use in continuous. As you remember, we were talking about them when we were discussing present continuous and past continuous. It's actually, this information is very important. Okay, so you see, present simple, isn't, aren't, am not. He isn't exhausted. Past simple, wasn't, weren't. He wasn't exhausted. And future simple, will plus subject plus be. So will he be exhausted? Okay, thank you very much, my friends. So let's continue this playlist, and we are going to talk about, not only, general questions, but more specific questions with what, where, and so on. And so I think it's a good idea to actually listen to this playlist when you do other things, yeah, too. Okay, thank you very much, my friends. Thanks a lot. See you.